What's going on, guys? Back real quick. My apologies. Forgot to do a Josh Taylor versus Baranchyk review. Good fight, competitive scrap. I thought Josh Taylor was the right winner. I think the scorecards were 115, two 115s to 111, and 117 to 109. I thought the 117 109 was probably the most accurate. I thought Taylor won the first 6 rounds pretty decently, especially with the two knockdowns. Um, the second half, however, of the fight got more interesting. I thought Taylor used a little less lateral movement, didn't move as much. He thought he fought more in the pocket with Baranchyk. Um, that fight, the second half of the fight, kind of showed flashes of Hurd versus J Rock. Not as exciting, but still that type of fight, where they're both fighting on the inside. I thought Baranchyk landed a couple of nice flurry body shots. Um, I think the main problem with Baranchyk is that he doesn't really set up his offense, and he throws every punch 100 miles an hour. It's like I said before. He's like a 140 David Lemieux, probably with a little bit better of a chin, but um, same type of style. Decently athletic, power, speed, um, but he throws everything 100 miles an hour. Doesn't taper his punches. Doesn't set up a lot of punches. Doesn't have a jab. Um, he was eating short left uppercuts all night from Josh Taylor. The hooks from Josh Taylor were really good. Um, I would have liked to see Taylor continue with more of the movement. Now, he could have fought in the pocket in spots, but I thought he helped Baranchyk out a lot by staying on the inside in the second half of the fight. So I thought that was interesting why he did that. Maybe he got tired. Baranchyk did have good pressure on Josh Taylor throughout the fight, but um, it was a good competitive scrap though. It was a good fight. Taylor clearly has power in both hands, good speed, good all around boxer. He can switch a little bit. What I do like a lot about Josh Taylor is that he can fight at all ranges pretty comfortably. Outside, mid range, inside. Even though I don't think he had to fight on the inside that much versus Baranchyk in the second half, he actually didn't do bad at it. He showed he's a pretty solid body puncher. Um, him versus Regis Prograis, that's clearly the best fight at 140. Um, I think Prograis is the WBC interim champ, the WBA champ, and Taylor's the IBF champ. So that's definitely good unification. Um, Whoever wins will win the Muhammad Ali Trophy and the World Boxing Super Series 140 tournament. Um, but whoever wins is clearly the top guy at 140. Maurice Hooker's a solid fighter. He's the WBO champ. I think he's with the Zone. Um, Jose Carlos Ramirez, who's the world WBC champ at 140. I think he's with Top Rank and ESPN. So he's a solid fighter as well. Didn't look great in his last fight, but um, he's not a bad fighter. But I think Taylor and Prograis both beat both of them. You know, um, that's 50-50 fight, man. Prograis versus Taylor. It's probably the most significant fight we'll get of the year, um, unless we can get Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell at the end of the year. I hope it happens. I don't know if it will, but I hope it happens. Um, Tank versus Tevin Farmer. Again, I hope it happens, but I don't think it will. Um, I think Lomachenko will probably fight Luke Campbell at the end of the year. It's an okay fight. Um, 147 will get Earl Spence versus Porter, so they're unifying. That's good. Sounds like it's going to happen in September, which is what I've said before. Especially now that Mikey and Danny Garcia are going to fight end of August. So Earl Spence versus Sean is probably going to happen in September. Maybe if it happens late September, don't be shocked if they push it for pay-per-view. And I'll make a video on why that is. But Regis Prograis and Taylor, man, that's a great fight. I really don't know who's going to win. So when it does become official, that's going to be a fun breakdown. That's going to be a fun breakdown. They're both pretty athletic. Both have speed. Both have power with both hands. They're both southpaws, but Taylor can switch. Taylor's a little bit taller. I think he's about 5'10". And Prograis, I think he's like 5'8", but he's a bit, thicker. So um, probably a little bit more explosive, but Taylor has more of that lean man's power. So that's gonna be a good fight, man. It might take 2 fights just to get a clear winner. I'm hoping anyway. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but Taylor looked really good in this fight. Baranchyk, he definitely had a good account of himself in the fight. Definitely was competitive late, but again, I think that's more of what Taylor stopped doing than more so what he was able to do. But nonetheless, it was still pretty competitive at the end. Um, Not sure what Baranchyk will do next. He's still a solid fighter. He's still young, so he can always bounce back. Just because a fighter catches a loss doesn't mean his career is over. You know, most of the greats have at least a couple of losses. Floyd Mayweather's kind of the exception, not the rule. So, um, excuse me. So we'll just have to see what happens. But yeah, Josh Taylor looked great. Him versus Prograis is most likely next to close out the Super Series, World Boxing Super Series. But if you guys watched the fight, let me know what you thought of it. What do you think of Josh Taylor versus Prograis? Who do you think wins? Drop comments, like, subscribe, share the video. You guys take it easy.